Okay, I couldn't wait any longer. It's been a whole day since this arrived, but we're going to have a go at making candles. My first attempt ever. And I've got this little candle making kit. If you want to treat yourself, I've put you the link below. This was quite a cheap little kit, but it seems to have everything I need in it, except a thermometer. I have ordered a thermometer. It's really annoying actually. The top of the Amazon advert says there's a thermometer in it. There isn't. Anyway, yes, I've ordered a thermometer. I've sussed out what temperatures it should be and so on, but I can't wait for it to come, so I'm just going to do this on a low temperature because it came with this little stove look, and just kind of wing it. Why not? I do with everything else. Right, so I also got today, you see, this tells me the instructions on how to do it. It's that small, I need my glasses. Anyway, we'll have a look at that in a minute. But today I got some more fragrances. These were just from Hobbycraft. Can't remember how much they were. It wasn't silly money anyway. So there they are. I've got honeysuckle. I've got lavender. I went for the floral ones. Sweet jasmine, and what's that? Rose. There we go. So we've got a bit of an assortment of scents, because there's all these ones that came with it as well. What we got? Peppermint, eucalyptus, lemongrass and cedar. So we've got plenty of fragrances to choose from. We've got colours. We've got wicks. Now I've been watching some YouTube tutorials, and apparently the wick needs to be thicker for bigger pots. So when I move on to trying making candles in some of those lovely pots that I make, I might need to get some different wicks, but these came with this little kit. We've got the little thingies for keeping the wicks in place. We've got plenty of wax, which I believe is soy wax. So I've got me temperatures for that, written them down somewhere. Yep. And we've got a little stirry spoon. We've got the stickers, which thank you everybody who put in the comments for me. These stickers are for holding the wick in place. You stick your wick down to stop it sliding about while you're putting your wax in. So that I now know what those are. Thank you very much, everyone. I've got these adorable little tins. Aren't they lovely? I might try and take a mould off one of these. So for now, I'm only going to do 2 of these. I think. Aren't they lovely? Right, that's the whole box emptied. There we are. So, chuck the box out of the way. I think I'll save that one to see if I can make a... because it doesn't screw on, it just pushes on. I'll save that one to see if I can make a mould out of it. Right, colours. Let's get everything out so we know what we're doing. Me know what I'm doing. That'd be a novelty, wouldn't it? Right. So we have got sapphire, we have got ivory, we've got golden yellow, and we've got green. You feel like little blocks, so I'd imagine that you break little bits off. There we are. We're going to need some scissors, aren't we? Where's my scissors? There we are. So we've got scissors. Right, I think I know what I'm doing. She says, right, now apparently the best way to do this is to stand it in a bowl of water. Apparently that'll stop it from scorching. So I've got the little mixing bowl that I've been using for various eco powders. I'm going to put some water in that, I'll turn this on, and then I'm going to stand and watch it because I'm too frightened to walk off with all that heat going on. So, back in a moment when I've got it going. Let's sit over here. Ooh, got me water. The stove is going to sit over here because that's where the cable reaches to, basically. Oh, hang on, let's get a bit more light on the subject. There we are. Now, so, turning it on. This might be useful. Oh, look, there we go. It's come on. I'm just going to put it on 2. Goes right up to 5. Now let's put it on 3. Oh, that's heating up already. Yeah, I've just discovered as well that it helps if you plug it in. Why is this? Oh, I haven't plugged it in. Right, now the wax. Shall I tell you what? Should we read the instructions? That's it. That's all it tells you. It's pretty brief. Thank goodness for YouTube. I did have a quick look. Right, start from here. Tear the sticker. What sticker? Oh, the yeah, these. So the other side, stick it to the wick bottom stick thingy to hold the thing. Yep, got that. Heat it up to 70 degrees centigrade. Pour the wax into the can, let it cool, done. Now, apparently, you let it cool a bit, down to about 57, 58 in centigrade. That's about 135 in Fahrenheit. Before you put the scent in. I mean, that smells hot already. Right, let's put some wax in here. I don't know how much wax I need. You're meant to weigh it. It doesn't say how much per pot, so I'm just going to guess. Like I said, I'm thinking to do 3 of them anyway. So let's put most of a bag in and see how far that goes. Apparently you want about 6% as the bit too much water in there. Okay, I will take some out. Yeah, you want about 6% fragrance. I think jugs can't. There you go. Oh look, I bought a new jug today as well. Isn't that nice? That was very cheap from a shop called The Range that we have in Britain. Looks better. It's not floating quite so much now. Gosh, that's warming up already. I could feel it. So apparently this is soy wax, which the melting temperature of is a little bit lower than beeswax, which makes it easier apparently. So what colour shall we do? Shall we see if we can go for a very pale blue, shall we? Now, I am going to experiment and see if any of the lovely, you know, mica powders, apparently glitter works. There's all sorts of things you can put it in with your wax. Flowers and stuff. I'm a bit frightened that that's steaming now. A bit frightened that the flowers might... oh yeah, that's going. I'm going to turn that down. Let's try 2.5, because that is starting to steam and boil a bit. Yeah, flowers, won't they just go up in flame? I can't get this open. I hate these bags. Let's open it properly. I can put these into little airtight containers afterwards. Anyway, I've got some little tubs I can put them in. Oh, I see. So how much do you put? Let's break a little bit off like that. That says sapphire. Okay. I'll find my little tubs in a minute. Yeah, can you hear that? That water is boiling. They said just to have it just simmering rather than boiling. I think they said this wanted to get up to, was it 70 something degrees? Oh no, yes, it's starting to melt. Sorry I can't pull this, I could pull it just slightly further in. There we are. But it is starting to melt, look. Oh yeah, I can see that's going blue now. Those of you who make candles, you must be thinking, what the hell? Also, why is Chico gloves on? Dunno. Yeah, that is definitely starting to melt. Now that was the tiniest bit of the colour. I don't think all the other pigments and stuff that I use for my resin will work. I think that's a heavily pigmented wax or something that I've just put in. Maybe pure pigments do? I don't know. I've got little tiny seashells and all sorts of things we could decorate it with. I know I've got a friend who does... If I get stuck, I'll ring Sadie. My friend does candles, and she puts all dried flowers in the top. Now, I'd just be worried that they would burn. I've looked at some of her candles, and they look lovely. Incidentally, if anybody wants to see where my stuff goes, because as you probably know, I do send it off to a charity shop. It's Ahead of Wellbeing in Redditch, and my friend Sadie, who is one of the staff there, her and her mum pretty much run I think they run it. She is on TikTok as B, spelled B-E-E, More Witch. Now she makes her own candles, so she won't be wanting any of my candles, but she also is going to be having some of my pots and things that I make off me to make her special fancy candles into. So I feel a lot of pot making coming on. Now this is melting really, really well. Let's see how quickly it solidifies on my little spoon. Pretty quick, I just blowed on it and it's starting to. So I think I could just have this on 2. And that will probably be hot enough going forward. Because that's melted really quickly. This is going to be a very long and boring video if you don't like watching somebody stirring wax. That's going to be really bright blue as well. Oh, mind you, I suppose the colour will be less when it unmelts. Solidifies again. What's the word for unmelting? Freeze? It's not freezing, is it? Oh dear, I don't know. Now, if any of you are watching this and thinking, oh God, what? She's doing that all wrong, because you know more than me about these things, please do tell me. This is my first attempt. Useful tips down below, please. Useless tips are also quite welcome because they're entertaining. I've had tips on all sorts of strange and random and totally irrelevant things in my comments. It does make me smile. Thank you for those. It's all a bit of fun. Now apparently we let this cool a bit now, so I'm going to turn that off. Hear it bubbling. So that was most definitely hot. Smells nice already. Now, next thing to do then, apparently, while that starts to cool a bit, I could take it out, couldn't I? I need an oven mitt really, don't I? Because that's going to be really hot. Don't do this, folks. I'm just going to use the hem of my... I've got a little wrap on because it's quite cold up here. It'll soon warm up with this going on, won't it? Let's move it if I can do it without spilling anything. This is my very old wrap. And it doesn't matter what I do to it. Right, okay, let's get these pots going. I don't know how much I'm gonna have here, whether there's gonna be enough for a lot of pots, all 3 pots, probably not. Let's get 2 ready anyway. So yes, those who enlighten me on what the sticker's for, it's for doing this with. Apparently. Ta-da! Like so. And you go in the middle of the pot like that. And that will be to hold the wick in place. So let's do this one as well. I can always melt a bit more if I want to make all 3, can't I? You can buy replacement pots, you can buy packs of wicks, there's all sorts. I've been having a look on Amazon. And of course there are proper suppliers if you wanted to do it like really properly, I guess. So there's 2. I wonder if I'll do a third. I wonder if there's enough to do a third. Probably. Oh no, probably not. Oh, they're lovely little tins. There's lots of different tins you can get on Amazon as well, I noticed. Right, now I have no idea what this temperature is, but that's not that hot now. So let's chuck in a smell. Should we do lemongrass? What does that smell like? Lemon, not too surprisingly. Now they said 6% as maximum. Me being me, I'm just going to dollop a load in. That's probably way too much. I don't know. We'll soon find out. And then they said stir it for 2 minutes. Now that is starting to solidify in the bottom, so I'm going to pop it back in here. Yeah, it is. It's starting to skin over a little bit. So I'm going to put it back in the hot water and just leave it in there while I stir it. So we're stirring bring it back in. I could just put the bowl on the side and get rid of the stove now, I suppose. But they said stir it for 2 minutes. Now, I'm really impatient with things like this, so it won't be 2 minutes, knowing me. I'm also not very good at following instructions. I don't actually like reading instructions, that's the problem, I get bored. Those who know about learning styles, I used to be bang in the middle, I'm turning into an activist. That's the ones who just jump in and do stuff without reading instructions generally. Now, I think you pour it in first, slowly. And they said about 1/4 of an inch from the top, which will be, I can't actually see, that's more than enough. Move that to the middle, pop this on. This little thing's great. You can put a slot in lolly sticks and that'll do it too, apparently. But that'll hold it. Where are you going? Are you moved? It's moved. But apparently you pull it into that slot and it'll stay there. It doesn't want to go into the slot. Anyway, I don't think that matters. It's going to be slightly off centre, isn't it? That's annoying. Maybe I should have put it into the slot first. It pongs, by the way. That is a lot off centre to put in there. Ah, there we go. Can we do it like that? No. Okay, so this is going to be slightly off centre. Unless I do that. Ah, yeah, there we go. It could go over to one side like that. So, maybe the lolly stick idea is better. Anyway, let's get the other one done. Oh, it's solidifying in here. Let me just do that again. Let's melt it off again. Let's try putting the thing on first. Yeah, it's just like that slot is not big enough for the wick. It just won't go. So that's a bit silly, isn't it? So let's move it over to one side like that. So it's offset one. That should be near enough, I think. Okay, how are we doing here? Okay, so it's quite easy to get it to melt back down. Now, is that enough to do a second one? Nearly, not quite. Now I presume I can mix just a little bit more up and top it up. It's not going to be like resin where you get lines in it, is it? Okay, the pot's going to be easy to clean. I don't know if you can see this at the corner of your screen here. So the next thing I need to investigate then is what different things I can actually mix in with this. Obviously flowers seems to be an obvious choice. Yeah, I'm not as impressed with these metal things as I thought would be. Yeah, flowers seems to be an obvious choice. What else? What else could I mix in? It's melting quite quickly. So once I've got more water heated up in the bowl, it stays up to temperature quite well anyway, so I can just keep... I don't need to keep turning the stove back on. That's great. Makes sense, doesn't it? Really? Should be obvious, I know. Now apparently I need to leave these overnight. I'll just get a wipe, do a bit of cleaning up. Oh, it comes off the silicone mat really easily. That's good news. And then they will have really properly solidified, and then we'll set fire to them and see what happens. I'm not used to making things that you're promptly going to set fire to. Seems a bit counterintuitive to me. Okay. Okay, so this does want to be on about 2.5, I think. Looks like those wicks are going to work, and that little holder thing. Impressed with my little hot plate. This kit was seriously cheap. I checked, it was about, I thought it was about £25. I think it was less than that. Was it 21, 22? It was cheap. And when you think it includes the little stove as well, with this nice little pot and you know, all the wax and everything you need. The only thing that's missing is a thermometer. Could do with one of those kitchen thermometers. So I have ordered that separately, but you know, wow, that was £6.99 again off Amazon. So not a big deal really. Right, we're nearly there. I'm not going to put more colour in. What I'm going to do is torch the surface. I'm doing this all wrong, aren't I? I know I am. I know I am. You don't need to tell me. It looks a lot more scientific than this when you see it on the tutorials on YouTube. Right, we're there. So I'm going to torch the surface and then pour around the side, because this will be lighter coloured. So I want it to mix in. Here we go. I have lit a candle. I think I've left the wick a little bit too long, so it's only just getting down to the wax. Can you smell it? Yeah, I can tell you it does smell. It's already. I'm getting a little waft of the lemongrass smell. It's only just reaching down to the wax though, so it's burning a bit high at the moment. This one, I've cut the wick a bit shorter because I realised once I'd lit that the wick was too long. So yes, big thumbs up for the little candle kit. And for a bargain kit, that was great. And I don't have the thermometer still. As you saw, I just winged it as I normally do. As soon as it melted thoroughly, I poured it in and it seems to have worked. So yeah, I think it's totally novice proof. If it's Tracy proof, it's novice proof. That's the way I'm going with it. If you fancy the kit, don't forget I've put you the link down below. There's lots of these beginner candle kits out there. That flame's definitely too big, isn't it? Anyway. Given the right length of wick, that should be fine. So yeah, if you've liked this video, if you want to give me a thumbs up, that would be great. Just want to say a big thank you to my channel members for all their support too, and for the people who've done me a super thanks and the buy me a coffee and all those sort of things recently. I do very much appreciate it. It helps more than you can imagine. So if you want to watch another video of mine, there won't be any more candle making ones at the point I release this video, because this is the only one I've done. You know, it's my first attempt, but there will be soon. Anyway, what YouTube thinks you should watch next will be popping up here any minute now. So I'll see you for the next one. Bye everyone.